Fasting holds a significant place in the spiritual life of Christians, particularly in the context of exorcism and the struggle against evil. The relationship between fasting and deliverance is deeply rooted in Scripture and the teachings of the Church, emphasizing the necessity of both practices in overcoming demonic influences. First, biblical foundation. The Gospels provide a clear indication of the power of fasting in the context of spiritual warfare. In Mark 9:29, Jesus states, "This kind cannot be driven out by anything but prayer and fasting." This verse highlights that certain demonic forces require a more profound spiritual preparation, which includes fasting, to be effectively confronted. The early church recognized this necessity, and the practice of fasting became integral to the ministry of deliverance. Second, historical context. Historically, fasting has been viewed as a means of spiritual purification and strength. The Church Fathers, such as St. John Chrysostom, emphasized that fasting is not merely about abstaining from food, but involves a holistic approach to restraining the passions and focusing on spiritual growth. This aligns with the understanding that fasting prepares the individual to engage in spiritual combat, making them more receptive to God's grace and more capable of resisting evil. Third, spiritual preparation. Fasting is seen as a way to purify the heart and mind, allowing the individual to be more attuned to God's will. Fourth, strengthening prayer. The act of fasting is closely linked to prayer. Pope Benedict XVI noted that fasting, along with prayer and almsgiving, constitutes a fundamental practice for spiritual renewal and combat against evil. Fifth, detachment from sin. Fasting encourages detachment from worldly desires and sins, which is crucial for anyone seeking to confront demonic forces. As Pope Leo I articulated, fasting allows individuals to conquer their own weaknesses, thereby gaining strength to face external spiritual adversaries. Moreover, in practice, exorcists often incorporate fasting into their preparation for performing an exorcism. This may involve personal fasting by the exorcist and possibly the community, as a way to invoke God's power and grace. The act of fasting is believed to enhance the efficacy of the prayers and rituals performed during the exorcism, as it aligns the exorcist's spirit with God's will and strengthens their resolve against the forces of evil.